Hey there, Intel fans. I'm the PC Expert Amateur, and we're going to talk for a moment about Intel. Now, I don't normally talk about this kind of stuff, but I came across some news that I thought was very, very interesting, and I'd like to get your thoughts on it. So, here is the headline. And let me see. I'm going to choose the one that is the least provocative. All right, so Intel CEO invested in hundreds of Chinese companies, some with military ties. Ooh. Now, this was reported on by Reuters and several other companies, including Tech News Tube, Der Standard DE, Manager Magazine, WCCF Tech, and I assume there are others. And it tends to be that the last ones I named, the last two that I named, are the most provocatively titled. But anyways, here is the scoop. According to this report, the new CEO replacing Pat, whatever his name is, I forget, has invested over $200 million in hundreds of Chinese businesses. Now, his name is Lip-Bu Tan, and other than that, Pat Gelsinger was his predecessor. And other than the fact that he's invested all that money, of those companies that he invested in China, I believe it was 8 of them that have links to the People's Liberation Army. And that is kind of a concern for some people. Now, what do you think? Should you be concerned if Intel is being led by a Chinese? I assume Lip-Bu is a Chinese man. Tan is a very common family name there. And he's investing in all these Chinese companies. Now, the question is he doing that to get access to a market that may be beneficial in terms of businesses, in terms of his job? Or is he doing that because he is loyal to China? Or maybe something else? I don't know. So I'd like to hear what you guys have on this situation. Is it good that a man with strong ties to Chinese businesses and possibly, only possibly, all right, the Chinese military is leading Intel? Now, granted, Intel has screwed up over and over and over again of late. And so it's not really surprising that they replaced Pat with Lip-Bu. But pros and cons. He's got all these ties to Chinese companies. Maybe he can induce those Chinese companies because of his stocks to buy from Intel. Or maybe he's a spy. I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying that he's a spy. I'm being facetious, but since China uses all of its citizens and businesses to engage in espionage, data collection, and so on and so forth, by relying on the laws of China, which require everybody who's asked to provide the information that is asked of them. You know, if he is loyal to China, and he'll have access to all of the confidential data at Intel. And that would destroy Intel. So if you can imagine, it's like putting a gang of criminals in a bank with everything unlocked. The security guards aren't there. The alarms are turned off. Nobody's working. No customers are coming in, and basically, there's an armored car outside waiting for them to leave with all of the stuff in the bank that they want to take. Now, I'm not saying that Lip-Bu is a Chinese operative or anything like that. I'm just suggesting scenarios. So it could be that he has established all of these connections to China in order to facilitate business transactions, because China has one of the largest populations in the world. Certainly, it casts a shadow on the relatively small population of America, which is maybe less than 1/3 of the size of China's population. Or maybe he's doing both, or maybe there's something else. So if you can please chime in what you think about that, and how you think about the issue with 8 companies with links to the PLA. Is that a problem? I say it is. And the reason I say it is because Biden's administration declared a ban on Chinese companies that were helping Russia by providing them with things that could be used for military purposes in the Ukraine. And there were a bunch of companies that ended up getting banned from America, such as Deepcool, which is a very famous one, because they had sold some things to Russia that could potentially be used in the war. So if he has these ties to China like that, is that just a conflict of interest, or is that actually in violation of any laws or anything else? So I have a lot of questions. I'm hoping you guys have a lot of answers. Thanks very much for your contributions and for watching. Have a great day.